Hi crafters, my name is Chris and I work at the Sumner Public Library, and we are going to have our craft for our adults and teens today. It's a very simple craft. It's called tissue paper painting. You will have purchased a kit from us, and in that kit you'll have a white crayon, some watercolor paper, and assorted different colors and sizes of tissue paper. Crepe paper also works for this. You know, like the streamers, the crepe paper that you can buy at a party store. So let's go ahead and get started. One other thing that you will have in your kit is the frame. So this is similar to what we're going to be making today. As you see, the tissue paper laying on the watercolor paper kind of bleeds and just fills it out, and then of course it doesn't where the wax crayon is, so you can do whatever design you want. That out of the way. So first thing to do is take your watercolor paper and your crayon, and you're going to make a design on here. Now your design, you may want to do a fall design with like leaves, or maybe you want to do a big initial. You can do squigglies or just anything you want to. I would advise that you press kind of hard with your crayon just to make sure that you get a nice solid line on your paper. I know you can't really see it, and at home you might have to tilt it a little bit to see where you've drawn already, but it's really that simple. And like I said, you can do any design that you want. For the next part, you see I have a pad of paper towels here. You're going to want to have something underneath your watercolor paper, because yes, the tissue paper and crepe paper are going to bleed, and it may go over the edges, and it will stain your countertop or your tabletop. So make sure that you have that little spray bottle that was in your kit. Go ahead and just spritz your paper. It may curl a little bit. Don't worry about it. It'll still work out just fine, and you can just start placing pieces of your crepe paper or tissue paper on it wherever you like. The reason you spray it first is because that just helps it adhere to the paper better. Here's a neat blue. We'll go ahead and throw some of that on. And like I said, it doesn't have to be in any particular order, but you do want to kind of make sure that you cover all your areas so that you get some good color bleeding across it. So we'll do that. One thing though, if you do have crepe paper pieces, and you can tell those, I know it's difficult to see, but if you've ever had a streamer, you know they're kind of wrinkly. Before you use it, go ahead and just kind of stretch it out and make it more flat, because then it's going to adhere to your paper better. So I'm just grabbing, here's some lavender. You'll have just an assortment, but of course, as always, this is a project that is simple. You can get watercolor paper at Walmart, just a fine spray bottle with just regular old tap water in it. So you can certainly do this at home and use whatever colors that you want. Some tissue paper colors do bleed a little bit better than others, it seems like, but you know, experiment with it and see what happens. So I've got this mostly filled up here. So now what I'm going to do, and you can see it's kind of curling up a little bit, like I said, not a big deal. Go ahead now, and remember you sprayed the paper first to help these kind of stick on there. Now you're going to go ahead and spray it again. And things kind of moved a little bit, so I'm going to hold those down. And I can see that the paper is already starting, the tissue paper is already starting to bleed onto the watercolor paper, which is really cool. So just kind of mist it, and if you need to, you know, kind of tap it down. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. The whole point is that it's kind of an abstract kind of look, so we'll do that. And that's all you have to do. Now what you need to do is go ahead and let it sit and dry. It's recommended that you let it dry for 24 hours. It's kind of up to you. Different humidities and things that affect the drying. So we'll go ahead and just set this aside. I already prepared one ahead of time that I have over here off camera. I'll bring that in here, that I sprayed and did yesterday and put some different colors on and let dry. And you can see this one flattened out, and it's, you know, just all different colors on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the different colors that we have here. Now the blue bled through really well. The red did, the orange, you got a nice meld of color here. And it looks like it kind of was empty in the middle. So what I can do with that too, if you need to, go ahead and put another squirt of water on there and throw some other colors on there and let it sit again. Not a big deal. Like I said, it's very abstract. As you can see from this one that I did previously, and the one that I just did, that it's going to be unique. Everyone is going to be unique, and you can kind of, if you want to take them off when they're wet, you can, and see, you kind of fill that in. So it's totally up to you how much you let it dry, and you can see where I have made little swirls and different designs with my crayons. So that's really all there is to it. After it's completely dry, you'll have a frame that we gave you. Go ahead and put it in your frame and display it. So like I said, really simple, really straightforward. I hope you enjoy it and create a unique piece of art. Thank you.